Long time no see, guys. Mock Metasonic back here again for another video review. And this time we will be reviewing the Ant-Man movie, which just came out today, and how does it hold up? Should you go see it? Should you not? Should you wait till a rental? Let's find out. And before we start, don't worry, there will be no spoilers. My movie reviews will have absolutely no spoilers because, I want people to actually find out for themselves whether or not it's good. So, I'll just give you my general opinions, whether or not should you see it. Now, this part will not have some spoilers towards the comics, not necessarily the general plot of the movie, but if you read the Ant-Man comics, you should understand what I'm talking about. This movie does not star the first Ant-Man. Well, actually, yes it does, I lied. The story doesn't revolve around the first Ant-Man. It revolves around the second one, Scott Lang, played by Bud. However, there is the first Ant-Man that appears, and Hank Pym, he's played by Michael Douglas, along with his daughter Hope, forgive me if I mispronounce her name, Hope Van Dyne. She is played by Evangeline Lilly. Again, I'm mispronouncing so many names here. Oh, forgive me. So, yeah, it features Scott Lang, so, don't expect the story of the first Ant-Man. The story of how Scott Lang is taken right from the comics, a couple of liberties here and there, but it's has to, However, the story is generally the same in how Scott Lang discovers the Ant-Man suit. The story is a little bit on and off. I'm a bit indifferent to it, because there are some high points and low points. I mean, this movie knows what it's trying to be. This is a movie about a man who shrinks down to the size of an ant. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which I applaud, Sometimes you have to be all not dark. Well, generally these movies really aren't. Some people say, oh, they're just a bunch of kiddie movies. Well, no, you ignorant fool. These movies are not just for kids. For you see, the stories don't have to be dark in order to be good. I mean, there is some dark moments here and there, but, and my dog barks. However, the general movie itself is not very dark as it shouldn't be. It's lighthearted, fun, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. However, the story, it's not grand. Let's just say some things are very confusing, like the villain's motives. I never really understood what his goal was. Forgive me. Darren Cross, he is played by Corey Stoll, and he never really threatened me. He was never evil. I never got across that he was, what's the word I'm looking for? He was never intimidating. I'll leave it at that. I mean, his suit, the yellow jacket, I won't spoil, no. It is the first Ant-Man's different persona, however, it is not here, has to take some liberties. When he's in the yellow jacket suit, he is more intimidating, but, it's just not as interesting. He's not an interesting villain whatsoever. His goals are the same generic villain we've seen thousands of times before. The story does not, go well. It's here, done. The story does have its high points, but overall the story is eh. The characters, however, is a completely different story. They're great, they're funny, and they definitely know how to act. I mean, these are interesting guys, and gals, of course, interesting people that are very talented actors. Yes, even Darren Cross. He's not intimidating, however, he knows how to give a good performance. However, the conflict between Hope and Hank, I will not spoil for you. Their family, however, I never got it. Yes, Hope wants to become like Ant-Man, well, Ant-Woman. However, Hank just pushes her aside, and I know the reason why, but, Hank just snaps at her for, yes, he has a good reason, but he snaps at her, and after that, they make up, and I never got a sense of realism between these two. So it was just basically weird. However, they do make up at the end, so that's nice. The flow of the story isn't very on and off, because, as you can tell, what I said previously, you don't really get to see Ant-Man shine until, the very end. The ants are very great in CGI. They are so cool. But, you know, we don't get to see Ant-Man doing his thing until, like, the last third. Like, in the middle, we see, like, the character interactions and Scott, like, you know, in training. But we've never seen, actually, Ant-Man, like, do his thing. There's action in this movie, but you have to wait till the well, not the very end, but at the end, that's when this, Ant-Man decides to fight and stuff, because, they have to infiltrate a base, I'm not going to say. However, infiltrating one of them, you get a nice Falcon fight between Ant-Man and Falcon. And I'm not going to spoil that, but Falcon is in this movie, and it's just great to see him there. The writing in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. I find it the funniest Marvel movie I have ever seen. Like, yes, there are some jokes that don't work, but for every joke that doesn't work, they have another joke right around the corner that does. Because I remember in one scene when I was sitting down, they made a joke. It wasn't really funny, but right after that, they made another joke, and it was hilarious. It's just overall a great written script. The story is just eh. So, yeah, the actors are great, the script is great, the story is okay, and the CGI is absolutely brilliant. However, there is no Spider-Man end credit scene. I waited and was sadly not there. So, yes, there is a mid-credit scene and an end credit scene. So, I advise you to stay to the very end. I know it's hard, but you gotta do it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. So, yeah. How was this movie? It was a great movie. Yeah, you should go see it right now. Don't wait for a rental. Don't see it. That was so redundant. You should go see this movie. What's there not to like? It's got a great cast, it's got an okay story, and it's got a lot of good writing. A lot of heart went into this movie. Go see this movie.